Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lambert University, the #1 health education channel on YouTube for women's health education from a natural perspective. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Dr. Tanya Lambert. I'm a women's health coach and educator, and I also am the creator of Lambert University, which is a health education company for women looking for holistic alternatives to getting on their healing journey from fibroids, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and endometriosis. Now, a lot of ladies have been asking me about natural methods of dealing with conditions like fibroids, endometriosis, and PCOS, as well as the medical alternatives, or I should say the conventional medical therapies to deal with these health conditions. Now, I want to give you my disclaimer. I am a medical doctor, but I don't practice medicine. My primary focus is health education. So the information provided on my platforms are strictly for educational purposes only and not to be used to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. Continue to see your licensed healthcare practitioner for all of your health care needs. Now, for the next several videos, I'm going to be talking about fibroids. We're going to talk about the root causes of fibroids in this video. And in the next video, we'll be talking about foods to help you to heal naturally from fibroids. And when I say heal naturally, that's going to help balance your hormones so that your body can heal itself. Because I'm a firm believer that God put what we needed in nature to help us to heal our bodies, provided that we have the right knowledge about how these things work. So let us get started. We're talking about what the root causes of fibroids are, because a lot of ladies are using herbs and foods to help their bodies heal and are not seeing much great results. And the reason for this is because they don't know what the exact root cause of their fibroids are. Now, I want to start by giving you some statistics. Now, fibroids predominantly affect African American women or women of African descent. It is estimated that approximately a quarter of African American women in the United States have fibroids between the ages of 18 and 30 compared to 6% of white women. Also, Black women are at higher risk of having more severe symptoms of fibroids and even are at higher risk for a hysterectomy, which is the complete removal of the uterus, which causes us to be at higher risk for infertility as well. Now, you're probably wondering, Dr. Lambert, what are fibroids? Well, fibroids are benign tumors. Benign meaning they're non-cancerous. They are made up of the smooth muscle tissue of the uterus and grow in various locations of the uterus. There are 3 main locations in which fibroids can grow. One would be subserosal. Subserosal means that the tumor grows on the outside wall of the uterus. Another location for fibroids is intracavitary or submucosal. This means that the fibroid grows inside the uterus. Now, both the subserosal and submucosal fibroid tumors can grow pedunculated or grow on stalks, in which the subserosal can compress nearby organs like the bladder and the colon, and the submucosal can grow into the uterine cavity and increase your risk of heavy periods. Another fibroid location would be intramural, in which the fibroid grows inside the wall of the uterus. Now, in traditional medicine, we are told that fibroids are caused by estrogen dominance. Now, the thing about that definition is that while estrogen dominance contributes to fibroids, what exactly caused the estrogen dominance in the first place? Now, before I go into that, I want to share with you what exactly is estrogen. Now, estrogen is primarily known as the female hormone. This is the hormone that gives us our feminine features and also helps young girls to transition into puberty as they become women. Also, estrogen is a proliferative hormone. What that means is that estrogen allows for things to grow. When estrogen is dominant, or when there's too much estrogen in your bloodstream, that can result in the formation of tumors like fibroids, cysts in the breast, which some people think of as fibroids in the breast, but it's really just fluid-filled cysts in the breast, and also breast cancer. Now, with that being said, let's talk about what exactly causes the estrogen dominance. Now, sis, a lot of the reason why we tend to suffer from estrogen dominance is related to the foods that we're eating, poor weight management, insulin resistance, diabetes, hypothyroidism, and of course, when it comes to the food, nutritional deficiencies. Now, let's talk about the foods. Now, unfortunately, in our society today, we are eating a lot of bad foods that are depleting our body of nutrition. For one, we're eating way too much sugar. And the thing about sugar is sugar can come from different sources, whether that is white breads, white pasta, the candies that we get in the store, or even those Twinkies and those little Debbie snacks that you shouldn't be eating anyway. Or even sometimes, depending on your health status, if you're suffering from insulin resistance and diabetes, eating too much fruit. Now let's talk about how eating too much sugar affects insulin and can contribute to insulin resistance. Now here's the thing. Insulin is a hormone. Every time you eat a piece of white bread or candy or any food that has too much sugar in it and little fiber, the sugar is actually going to cause your pancreas to release a hormone called insulin. Insulin knocks on the doors of your cells and says, knock, knock, let the sugar in, right? Now, the thing about, how your cells respond to hormones is that the more your cells are bombarded with that hormone insulin, eventually the cell stops listening to insulin, and then you end up with insulin resistance and, of course, elevated blood sugar that becomes difficult to manage and can progress to diabetes. So the issue with having too much insulin in the blood and insulin resistance is that this can actually result in your body's inability to process the sugars that it's eating and then cause your body to release more cortisol, which is your stress hormone, into the blood to increase glucose so that your cells can function. But this becomes a problem because cortisol promotes more inflammation in the body, obesity, and weight gain. And then that can also contribute to a reduction in another hormone called progesterone. And you need progesterone in order to balance out your estrogen levels. So estrogen, we need estrogen to maintain our feminine features, and estrogen is also helpful for helping your brain to focus too. The thing about it is when estrogen is dominant, right, that contributes to the growth of fibroids. So it's so important that we get to the root cause. And if your root cause is insulin resistance, then you want to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables to actually help reverse that insulin resistance and get your hormones back in balance. Now, here's the thing. When you're eating too much sugar, now when I say too much sugar, I'm talking about the harmful sugars. So white breads, the white pasta, and for some people, that could be eating too much fruit. Now, fruit is not bad. We need fruits. They have fiber, vitamins, and minerals. But if you're suffering from insulin resistance, you want to minimize your fruit and eat more green leafy vegetables so that you can get your blood sugar levels under control. Now, eating too much sugar also depletes other essential hormones and vitamins like vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually a hormone, right? And so when vitamin D is depleted, you can't absorb calcium. When you don't have enough calcium, that's going to result in brittle bones and also poor muscle function. Also, eating too much sugar depletes chromium. You need proper levels of chromium for a healthy immune system. It also depletes magnesium. When you don't have enough magnesium, that actually results in the poor functioning of your nervous system and also poor blood sugar balance. When you don't have enough magnesium in your body, that can contribute to issues with brain fog as well, and even just fatigue throughout the day. Also, eating too much sugar can deplete your vitamin C. Now, here's the thing. Fruits tend to be rich in vitamin C, and they're rich in vitamin C for a reason, because they have quite a fair amount of sugar. So whenever you're eating fruits, you get the vitamin C, which helps to balance out the sugar in the fruit. So if you're going to eat anything that has sugar, fruits are going to be the best source of sugar because of the vitamin C and the fiber. Plus, vitamin C is so important for boosting your immune system and for shrinking fibroid tumors. Another root cause of estrogen dominance is obesity. Now, obesity is a serious problem in the United States and even globally. Now, fat cells tend to be estrogenic, meaning they produce more estrogen. So if you are someone that's struggling with obesity, that can cause you to have a more estrogen dominant profile and increase your risk for fibroids. But not only fibroids, insulin resistance, and also diabetes. Another health issue that contributes to fibroids is also hypothyroidism. Now, your thyroid gland is a butterfly-shaped gland that's present in the lower portion in the front of your neck. Now, this gland is going to produce thyroid hormone. And thyroid hormone is responsible for helping you to regulate your body's metabolism, among many other functions. Now, when your thyroid gland isn't functioning very well, your thyroid hormone levels are not adequate. And also having low thyroid function can result in low levels of progesterone, which then results in estrogen dominance and also fibroid growth. Now, with that being said, not only do poor nutrition, insulin resistance, diabetes, obesity, and hypothyroidism contribute to estrogen dominance and also fibroid growth, one thing I want to mention that I'll discuss in more detail in a future video are birth control pills. Now, typically in the medical setting, birth control pills are used to manage the symptoms of fibroids. But ladies, birth control pills are not going to solve the fibroid situation because what they do is that they prevent you from ovulating. And when you're not ovulating, that results in a decrease in your body's ability to produce progesterone. And you need healthy levels of progesterone to balance the excess estrogen levels or the estrogen dominant profile that you have so that you can shrink the fibroid tumors. So birth control pills can actually contribute to fibroid growth. And the thing about it is when you stop the birth control pills, you still have the fibroids. So it doesn't solve the problem at all. Now, I'm not knocking you if you want to utilize birth control initially while you figure out what is going on with the fibroids, but you don't want to use it as a solution because it's not. It's just a band-aid to the problem. Now, ultimately, the root cause of fibroids is really chronic health disease and also environmental factors that contribute to estrogen dominance, which contribute to the growth of these tumors. Now, these issues that I just mentioned can contribute to an estrogen dominant profile and result in a specific set of symptoms that you may experience if you are estrogen dominant, which include bloating and puffiness, weight gain that is difficult to lose, especially around the butt, the hips, and the thighs, crying over nothing, issues with your gallbladder. So ladies that tend to have issues with their gallbladder or gallstones tend to be estrogen dominant. And if you don't correct that issue of estrogen dominance, this will increase your risk of having your gallbladder removed if you suffer from gallstones. Other signs and symptoms of estrogen dominance also include fibroid growth, breast cancer, heavy periods, and also irritability and mood swings. So fibroids are not the only outcome of estrogen dominance. You might be experiencing other health issues of estrogen dominance that could set you up for fibroids. So it's so important that you know exactly what estrogen dominance is, what causes it, and what your health profile may look like if you do have estrogen dominance, so you can nip it in the bud and get on the road to healing. So sis, this brings me to the end of this video, and I want to let you know that in order for you to overcome estrogen dominance, it is so important that you actually pay attention to your nutrition and also any health conditions that may contribute to estrogen dominance, as well as medications that you might be taking like birth control. When you are journaling your health status and what you're putting into your body and how you can actually change it to improve your health, you will begin to see improvements in your health. And I also want to emphasize the importance of getting tested, getting your hormones tested so you know what exactly is going on with your hormones so that you can actually make better decisions to improve your health. So that being said, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you like the content in this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share the video and other videos that you like on this channel with your friends. And I want to share with you this Bible verse coming from 2 John 3, and it says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers." So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm going to be sharing with you foods that you should be eating to help you to balance your hormones so that you can get on your healing journey to shrinking fibroids in your womb naturally.